am I not entertained? You know? Am I not entertained?
I mean, I was getting paid in juice, but not. Welcome to Down Bad, the podcast about the good, the ugly, and the down bad about life. This is a podcast for the loverboys, the crashout cuties, and the hoes on the path of healing. What up, hoes? It's your boy, King Ho, Chris Mejia, and I'm joined with my co-host, as always,
Quincy Yeoman.
And thank you.
I'm sorry. After you referred to yourself as King Ho, which love that self-given title. Probably the best nickname anybody's ever given.
King Ho.
It's your boy, King Ho, played by Timothée Chalamet. About a young King Ho.
I actually can't call myself a hoe anymore because after 2 years ago in therapy, I learned about myself. I learned that I'm not actually built to be a hoe.
But that doesn't mean you weren't a hoe.
Oh, I definitely was. I was a whore.
Yeah, that's true.
I was a whore.
What?
And I had my sluttiest days was the most dangerous time to be a slut, which was COVID.
Yeah, risky bisky.
It was the
risky
most.
bisky.
As someone who has an autoimmune disease, I was immunocompromised. Is that the term?
Immunocompromised.
Your boy was compromised.
He was sick on sick.
I should have been inside, not seeing anyone, and I was slinging dick like it was a vaccine.
We thought we were gonna die. To be fair, we were all like, and many did. So let's.
I was like, I needed my body count to be double digits before I die.
Oh, okay. Is it there now?
Yeah, it's there. It's been there for, listen, not to brag, you know.
Started 2020 with one, ended 2020 with, no, I'm kidding.
Actually, no, that's literally, no.
You had more than one of them.
I had more than one. I had a few, but it was definitely like, I think that was honestly, being a slut during COVID was probably the most fun way to be depressed.
I could see that. Because
like technically that you're risking yourself with self-harm because you could catch COVID.
Yeah.
So it was like in a way, it was like, oh, I was acting suicidal in the sense of I was doing something that could bring death.
Why do you seem so happy to tell this? You're like, this was like your bad boy phase. This was your bad boy phase.
No one believes me when I say I was a bad boy, but this is what I mean by I was a bad boy. I
wish you were more of a bad boy.
I was super spreading.
You were super spreading. Super spreading.
I was super spreading while I was spreading supers, if you know what I mean.
I was super spreading my cheeks.
I was getting pegged a lot. It was very
And if you love to super spread, you should rate, review, and share this podcast. I believe we didn't catch that in the beginning, but I feel like if you've made it this far and you're like, I get that, I've super spread my cheeks, you should share this pod. So thank you for listening.
We should have done that before.
I know.
It's like, you know what? You said super spread. I'm gonna bring that 5 right back down to a 3 stars. That's what I'm gonna do. They had me until super spreading.
Yeah.
But I think if anyone's if you're still here after Quincy was like, I eat pineapple 24/7. You're fine.
You're right. Yeah. Honestly, if you've made it, what is this, episode 7?
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, you're already in too deep.
Yeah, and you know what? We love and appreciate you for that. On this podcast, we want to embrace. I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, "Oh, that's too blue. That's too crude. I don't like."
Who's
crude.
saying that?
Nobody.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like there's not really a lot of spaces. I think we're like smart blue.
I agree with that.
We're not dumb blue. We're not like blue for the sake of being blue. We're smart about it.
Yeah.
Fast casual pussy, that's a smart joke.
Thank you. And we're okay getting vulnerable.
And we don't slut shame. We slut celebrate. We're talking about Like, in fact, I think if you identify as a slut, but you weren't a slut during COVID and it wasn't because of commitment reasons, then I don't think you were about that life.
That's not true. I personally was not a slut during COVID.
But you were committed.
Oh yeah, I guess I was. And that's how you know I am a slut. I married that man. That's crazy. I was like, who's I with at that time?
Why
that
was I was not being
super
a slut?
spreading. Yeah.
Looking at your ring.
Yeah. That's so funny. I will say, this came up. I wanted to talk about this on the pod. People when people find out I'm married, I've noticed this tendency. I had someone the other day, and it wasn't good fun. We ended up having a little jokey joke about it, but met eyes and was like, then afterward was like, oh, what are you and hubby up to?
Nah, that's
and I
crazy.
feel like the hubbification of it all, the hubbification, it kills me. When people find out I'm specifically married to someone who is a male presenting, because he's also non-binary as well, or gender, he's a chiller. But then I'm like, the hubby thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, hubby, LOL. And then they're like, oh, spouse. Because I always introduce Isaac as my spouse. And I do that very purposefully. And I have been joking that it's because I like to make everyone uncomfortable.
Even if you didn't, even if hypothetically you said husband, you don't come off as someone who would pet name the word husband.
No, not even a little bit. If I was a hubby bitch, that's a different me. That's the Quincy who
never left Texas.
Yes, truly. I'm at fucking Joann's Fabrics right now. Preparing to fucking scrapbook my friend's note. I don't even know.
You would think The Bachelor and Bachelorette is a legitimate love story.
I would. And that is not, that's
You
like me if I never did
drama.
drugs. That was like me if I never did drugs. I'm like, that's like, I just can't even fathom that. But I thought it was funny, but the people who do this to me the most are dudes.
Really?
Dudes always. It's like, hubby, oh, your husband. The way I get it back is always and I don't even know if it's confrontational. Because
they're like, oh, I can't fuck you.
Maybe that's it. But yeah, I don't know.
Well,
you might not have been able to fuck me even if I wasn't with someone.
Right.
But,
well, from the standpoint that I was saying was more in the sense of because a lot of dudes, the second they hear someone who's a femme or femme presenting has a partner, it's always it's a dumb thing that guys always on the internet like to do of just they make fun of how women or femmes will be like, oh, I have a boyfriend, and they're like, oh, I was just trying to say hi, and it's like, bro, you and I both know that was because I've never went up, or at least to my recollection, because men make it sound like if you go up and be like, hey, is the store open, a girl's gonna be like, I have a boyfriend, and it's like, I've gone up to women in the street and asked them questions because they were me or something. I've never gotten, I have a boyfriend.
Right.
So it's like the dudes who do that are dumb because it's like she's doing that clearly for a reason.
Truly.
So I think that's where I mean where of maybe they're emphasizing it of maybe them recognizing as but then that just ties into the same thing of they no longer see your identity as you as an individual. They're seeing you as attached to someone.
Exactly. Well, I thought it was funny because people do that specifically after they meet Isaac. I get that more often. Which I find kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's peculiar.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we couldn't look more different. Maybe that's it. He's very blonde, and mysterious. And I'm neither of those things. But maybe that's it. But I do know I'm also... Let me backtrack to this one thing. If I've learned anything from life and rap music, dudes love to fuck married bitches. Yeah. So that's not even.
Dudes love to chase
a taken person.
A taken person. They love and then I was literally I was working out yesterday and I was listening to Future and like 3 songs in a row was about him trying to go after a committed woman.
Yeah. And that's also, it's like, there's also the culture. I was listening to, what was I listening to? Baby Keem. I was listening to Baby Keem this week. I was having a Baby Keem moment. And that line where he's like, number 2, DMing my bitch. Don't care. I don't ask why. There's also a line in a Weekend song where he was like, if you fuck her, if I fuck her, you can fuck her too. I don't care. I'm smoking. So
Shout
there's
out
also
to
like
Baby Keem.
Well, that was The Weeknd, but Baby Keem was like, my number 2 is DMing my bitch. I don't care. That's fine. Is the line like okay, like okay? And I've heard plenty of
rap
lines.
song about polyamory.
Yeah, see,
okay.
so I've heard some lines about that too, but I do think it's specific, like dudes. Then I'm like, why is that? Mm-hmm. And I get it. I am flirty, and I will still flirt. I don't care if I'm married. I'm not dead, as they say.
Right.
And if you're hot, you're hot.
Right.
If we're hot together, I'm not gonna stop that. I'm European at the end of the day in that sense, but
because I've gotten into an argument about this of like the definition of flirting. In past relationships, I've gotten into arguments about this where I don't consider something flirting if you're just being charismatic, but there's no intent of sleeping with the person.
I think that is flirting, and that's okay. I don't think flirting always has to have the outcome of wanting to fuck.
Right.
Like, sometimes I'm just trying to have some bants. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just like, we're vibing and we're having, like, it doesn't have to lead anywhere. It's like, you can't, obviously, that should be the same thing if you're like, I can go on a date with someone and you don't owe me shit at the same end of the night. So why would that not be the same with conversation? Like,
that's a very good
someone
point.
holding the door for you and saying thank you is just like, you're vibing, having a human interaction. So
because like for example, the thing that I was thinking of was like, because I remember one time I got into an argument. This was 2 relationships ago where my girlfriend at the time, she got mad at me because she was like, I showed her a funny conversation that I had with a coworker, and she was like, so you're just going to show me you flirting with your coworker? And I was like, well, I'm not flirting. We're having banter. We're just joking around. And she was like, that's flirting. And I was like, no, like, we're just like, I'm not saying, hey, you look pretty or anything. Like, because in my eyes at that time, I thought it's not flirting unless I'm hitting on them. If you're just bantering, that's just banter.
You're just bantering.
And I think that's what I meant by the intention of sleeping. Of like, if I'm like complimenting you in a way that is like hitting on, then that playful banter is flirting because it's entangled with the I'm also calling you pretty or this is that. Right. Whereas if we're just joking around, and like admittedly this is also because I have a comics mindset of we're just riffing. Yeah. So like we got into that argument of like she said that's flirting. To me, I was like, that's just banter. Yeah. And I think that's something where some people see that like even if you're having playful banter with someone, that's flirting, which I see your point and I agree with your point of like there's nothing like it's not harmful to be playful with someone if you know this is all that's going to, we're just having a conversation. Also, it's one of those same times like it shouldn't be your fault for being charismatic. It's like
I didn't have dry conversation when we met.
Right.
What? You think that's like right. I don't like that. I'm not supposed to talk to anybody and I just think we put too much. I had actually seen a thread about this where someone's like, in American culture specifically, we like take flirting too seriously to mean that, it's all in or whatever, this and that. And it's like, no, it can just be bands. Right. I also think this is another thing that is an on me thing when someone does the hubbification happens. Is I'm not really a married person. Neither Isaac or I are married people who identify we are building a life together, but we're not like the we couple.
Oh, yes.
And I think that kills me because I've had a guy at a show too comment like, oh, you're like husband's not at this show. And I was like, no.
Like, why would
he be?
Yeah.
It's like one, you take your wife to fucking work every day, and it's like, yeah, you do, but you're fucking lame for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But anyways,
it's one thing if they come because they want to.
Yeah, if it's a big show that I want him at or
Right.
something, he'll show up. But it's like, at this point, it's like, I'm sorry that he's not coming to this basement fucking show that I'm maybe getting paid $50 for in 2 weeks.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, sorry that's just like not, you know, like that's not sexy. Okay. That's not
Right.
keeping it spicy for
Right.
anybody. I'm not doing that. But also we are we're pretty independent. We
Yeah.
hang out a lot. And because we do have common things we like doing together. We love
Right.
partying together and stuff, but it's just not like that.
Yeah. That analogy you used was perfect, which was, do you bring your person to work?
Yeah.
That's literally what it is. It's
Yeah.
not like, oh, let's go to have a fun thing. It's, you want to come to my job.
Yeah.
And sure, for the big shows, that's fun because it's also like in a way of like being able to show off, like, look at
Right.
me, like I'm doing this thing,
Right.
and like, isn't this so great? But then it's like, yeah, at the same time, like I wouldn't want to date someone who wants to come to like all my shows and stuff. Like I want them to come to the shows that I'm like, hey, can you come to this one?
There's no reason to bring someone you love around other comedians or to see me around other comedians.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
Because I like having that space where I can hang out with the other comics and not have to worry about managing my partner.
yes, exactly. And I would never want to be with someone who I have to manage to begin with, which is what
yeah.
I love, which is also part of the distinction. But I am very much of the mindset is like, oh, we're two individuals coming together in this relationship.
Right.
And it doesn't always, like when people are like, oh, are you available? I've had people, this is another funny scenario. Sorry, I'm not going on. We have other things to talk about, but I do want to talk about this. We had some friends who were moving. I said, hey, I'm actually free if you want help moving that day. And they're like, oh, that's so kind, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, because I'm available. At the time, it was like worked fine with my work schedule. And then the day came and they texted Isaac. It was like, oh, are y'all helping? And then Isaac was like, I'm working. And I was like, yeah, I offered to help you move. Isaac ain't ever gonna offer to help you move. I'm just gonna say that right now, and that is also why I love this man. But I'm like, I'm the one who's gonna help you. I did offer to help you move. You know that's true. It's crazy. He's so strong, but like there has to be.
Like,
Like,
I'm not using that strength for you.
no, exactly. Truly, exactly.
I don't even want to use it for myself right now.
Truly. And I'm like, that's such a different. It's so funny though, because
Yeah.
people really do that, especially once they find out that you're like married a partner. It's like when I'm not hanging out or doing comedy or something, I'm not necessarily hanging out with him either. I think that
Right.
assumption, like, oh, then you're at the house, hang out with this. It's like, I have a rich social life.
Right. There's a level of codependency that people expect.
Assume, yes,
and assume.
project onto it. And it's kind of, and that's just like obviously a me thing.
Right.
If I'm going to be misunderstood about that, like whatever you think our relationship is, unless you ask, that's on
Right.
you. It's none of my business.
Right, exactly.
But I think it comes up in these like little ways
Yeah.
sometimes that,
Where it just really shines a light on how society, or at least American society, sees relationships in the first place.
Yes.
Because that is such a common thing of like, oh, you're here? Where is so and so? Oh, they're not here.
Yeah.
Oh, where are they? And it's like,
Right.
we're two adults and we can both do things separately.
and I think it's a big thing of how we present because we do look like just like a hetero
Right.
relationship. I think
Right.
that's part of it too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it just drives me nuts.
Yeah. That's a good point. You brought up earlier of like when you were talking about how in American society, how we take certain things
Flirting too seriously.
flirting too seriously, where I think in general that just makes me realize like I'm just now fascinated about the idea, would love to learn more of how other cultures in different countries view relationships, because I do feel like in American society there's a lot of things about dating that we like have such a weird viewpoint on.
I think it's just like we're both repressed and freaky.
Yes.
It's like the constant battle
Right.
of like,
We prefer to be freaky behind closed doors.
but then that's not either true either.
Right.
Because I'm like,
We like to think that we're being freaky when really the freakiest thing you're doing is like choking.
true.
Which, hey, if that's you be freaky at your speed.
Yeah, whatever. What is this? 2016. Fucking, we thought Hillary was gonna win. We're getting choked. You better be trying something else now.
Get out of here with that.
Yeah.
We're about to have a woman president.
Yeah, exactly. You should be
Bedroom shit.
You need to be moved on to something much more hardcore by this point. Personally, but I'm like, yeah.
If you haven't been on field for at least a business day, I don't want to hear you dropping the F word.
I don't think field at this point is just like horny hinge.
Yes.
Even by the time it hit enough people saying it, people are like, oh, I'm like exploring, I'm learning these terms. I'm like, call me when you go to a sex party. But which I get.
But where are those?
Well,
because I was looking for them.
Easy.
But
it's Google.
I
Google.com.
It's a lot of like.
There's Play LA. You're hot enough to get into Play LA, I think. No, I guess that's not true. I don't think you have to go that far, but I feel like Field is like, it is literally marketed for like the curious. It's not necessarily even full on kink.
Right.
In that sense.
There are those profiles, but it does. I will say this time around that I was on Field, because I've been on Field before.
Okay.
And when I was on Field, the very first time I was on Field, it was like almost strictly couples looking for a third. Yeah. And then the second time I was on Field, there was a little bit more of like, this kind of kinky, that kind of kinky.
Okay.
Very much like things are like, I'm looking to fuck, but like, you're not just, but it's not like you just pull up to my house. Like, we still got to go out, which is what I prefer. This time around, when I was on Field, when I started being on apps, like in the summer, it was very much like there was like what felt like extreme kinky on where they're like, it's not even their bio, it's just the bands.
Yeah.
And then there was like this isn't my first rodeo, but I'm not exactly that.
Yeah.
And then where it's just basically like I'm very in tune with my sexuality.
Okay.
But not necessarily meaning that they do super kinky stuff, but they own their sexuality.
Okay.
And then there was the people who are clearly like
I don't know.
literally
What do you want?
Yes.
I don't know. What do you want?
Looking to explore, or they're like, Hinge felt a little too vanilla. And then in their kinks it says hugging, cuddling, kissing. And it's
aftercare.
Like,
no, I'm kidding.
it's like, okay, so basic human intimacy. Okay, got it. Yeah. Which is to be clear, like I think while gatekeeping kink, like identifying as kinky, I think is a little corny. At the same time, I do dislike the attitude of someone doing something like, "Oh, I got choked and let him call me slut. I'm kinky," and it's like, all right, relax, Joanne Fabrics.
Yeah. I guess I'm not. You can be any level.
Yeah.
And kinks could look different. I think kinks can be even beyond that. I mean, it's like I want to meet someone who's interested in like fucking the earth. You know what I mean? I'm like, let's like get weirder, go out there. You know what I mean? I'm looking for something different. But I will say, just to kind of like. I'm always like,
nah, you can't just say fucking the earth and then just keep on moving. Like, that's not some shit you just said.
You haven't seen Saltburn? He fucks the grave.
Oh, yeah, that's true. God, that movie pissed me off.
Yeah, I loved it. But I will say, I think I don't want to gatekeep kink either, because I don't think we should do that. I just think it's like, well, the best Field's ever been for me was in Europe. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. That it hits.
It wasn't on home soil.
It wasn't but that's where. But that's
soil.
also where it started. Field started in the UK.
Oh, that makes sense.
I also think that.
But also,
I will give Brits this. I do think the United Kingdom is freakier than we are.
Well, I would agree, because I think
Definitively.
Europe in general. Because in Europe, it's much more common that you'll hear about like sex clubs and stuff like that.
That's true.
Whereas here in America, they obviously exist, but they feel so much like you have to know about it.
Yeah.
Or like at least put in some effort to find about it. Whereas like I'm sure it's still like you'd have to know about it in Europe, because it's more like to make sure that the cool people are going there. But it feels way more common to have
Yeah.
a sex club
To
experience.
make sure they're cool people. It's like
Well, cool in the sense of like they're cool with the lifestyle.
cool with the lifestyle. Yeah.
And make sure that it's not too many people who are showing up just to watch, which
Yeah.
obviously watching is a kink in itself.
Yeah.
But people
There's
can,
usually things that balance out gender or, you can go to queer space too.
Right.
Queer focused space. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how we got this far down this hole. We were talking about flirting and now we're literally like, we're on a flight to Amsterdam.
here's a Foursquare of every sex
truly.
club you should know
Yeah,
about.
Exactly. We're going to put up an infographic here. Go ahead and pause if you need to of every fucking.
Next episode is going to be down bad about staying on track.
Well, it's like there is this website that you can go online and see where all the massage parlors in the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
Where you like
the
drive
Rub
trucks.
Map or
The
something
Rub
like
Map.
that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's called Rub Map, but it's like Rub something. Yeah, I've looked it up. Yes,
Yeah,
I
I've
have.
looked it up too. It's gonna be linked in the show notes below. But
I honestly, the only reason why I didn't do it was I was afraid of going to a place where the workers were trafficked.
I think that is fair, but trafficking is a global problem.
Okay,
In any
yeah.
sort of like that's
Yeah,
I
there's
think
trafficked people
there's-
at Burger King right now.
global like that sex trafficking is a global problem.
Yeah,
You
I just didn't want to add to it.
And you know what?
That's why we need that's why it's like the same thing with legalizing marijuana. It removes a lot of the danger.
Yeah,
in it.
legalize
and like
sex
legalizing
work.
sex work will do the same thing. 'Cause
Exactly.
it's like I'm not anti doing something like that.
Yes, but if you want to protect children, if you want to protect
Right.
vulnerable people,
Yeah, I don't want to
you
add to
can.
that.
Yeah, not that I don't. Anyway, I'm about to go down a political thing, but nevertheless, I say all that to say I love to flirt, and
Yeah.
I just hate that. Oh my god!
Every episode starts off with so I was watching Bluey the other day. And
Literally.
and then you the video buffers and he's like, oh, what if I just fast forward 50 minutes? It's just like, yeah. So honestly, I realized that if you squirt at this angle, you can hit yourself in the nostrils.
Wow, that's crazy.
Should we get into what our topic is today?
Yes,
Okay.
we should. We were talking about this. Go Dodgers. Although I've heard they're corrupt, but I wouldn't know.
They beat my Phillies last night.
did,
We went
yes.
to the Dodgers Phillies game. My team is I'm a Philadelphia fan across the board.
Yes, and I'm a brand new, fucking spanking new Dodger fan
Who wants to spank the Dodgers?
who is currently spanking it to the Dodgers.
Every new player, Quincy was like, I think I found my new bae.
Literally, everyone who came up on screen, I was like, okay, Buddy T. I was like, okay, who's this?
Yeah, because we were talking
Yeah.
about you find baseball the most sexy sport
I didn't say
because
that.
or one of the sexier ones.
I said
You think they're the hottest.
No, I didn't say that. I said one of them. I said I had a baseball player phase. I don't have no type. Everybody knows this. So, I mean, any athlete, I'm just obsessed with the athlete's mindset. So it doesn't really matter the sport.
Okay.
But they're big. I do like that they're big
Yeah,
boys.
they're thick
But I'll
ones.
also see like an MMA fighter and I'll be like, oh, he's tiny. That's hot. So it's just whatever, you know? But nevertheless, yeah.
Your type is a mystery box.
Truly. I love a grab bag. I'm the grab bag. I'm the kid filling up literally every soda at the soda machine being like,
Your type is in Mario Kart, the boxes with the question marks on them.
yeah, truly.
Where you don't know what you're gonna get. Today it's a fire flower. Tomorrow it's a mushroom. Who knows?
Yeah, truly. And that's
You're the
why-
most pansexual person.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
I mean, it was a compliment.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I laughed at that. But yeah, because it's not just you're attracted to whatever gender, but it's also on top of that, it's like you could be a skater boy and you could be a blue collar man.
I'm looking for an energy. I'm looking for an energy, and that energy is not bound by a look.
Energy sexual.
Vibe sexual.
Vibe sexual. That's what it was. That was the term.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks.
vibe sexual.
But we were talking about this, the game.
We were at. There's a reason why we brought this up. We were
this
at
up.
the Dodgers game.
We were
talking
actually
about this
in the parking lot.
Yes, we were trying to get to, which quickly learned, both of us like dumb bitches. We're like, let's go park at Dodger Stadium. Not realizing how horrific of an experience that was.
That's how you know we're new here. Because I said, oh, this is 10 minutes away from you. We're chill. We'll leave when the game starts. We'll be in there 20 minutes. Like,
game starts at 7:10. I'll pick you up at 7. What could go wrong?
Like, where am I fucking from? Kentucky? Like, oh my God.
But you know what? If we would have left earlier, we would have been in a better part of the parking lot, which would have been meant we get to our seats earlier, but then leaving would have been more of a bitch. Because we got there so late, we were parked so far out that we got to exit through the back, and it took us like no time to leave.
And then we rewarded ourselves with Taco Bell because that was hard.
And then, buddy, did I pay for my sins today? That is, your boy was fighting for his life.
Dude, Taco Bell came for me, but I was like, am I so skinny right now? The Taco Bell cleanse, just like... The fire sauce.
Why are y'all taking Ozempic when Taco Bell's out here?
If you want to not shit right for the rest of your life, just never stop eating Taco Bell.
Like, I don't know why y'all need to bring medication into this. Taco Bell's been right there. This whole Taco Bell and Arby's and Jack in the Box. Those are 3 things.
Arby's is absolutely demonic.
That's I kind of want to have it again.
You know, it's true. I have moments where I'm like, I agree.
Just because out of curiosity. A fast food place that centers most of their stuff around roast beef.
There's days where I'm like, could I eat a beef and cheddar right now? I also remember Arby's sauce being good. The curly fries Arby's sauce.
The curly fries are dank.
The curly fries are dank. And I will never disgrace Arby's for that.
And they used to have, I don't know if they still do, but they also had mozzarella sticks.
Dude, mozzarella sticks.
When I found out they had mozzarella sticks, like there was like an Arby's 20 to 25 minutes away from our house in Polk City when I was a kid. And I literally asked my mom, can you drive to the... Like it was so far out from where we lived that it was basically like you getting on the highway to go to Orlando. And I told my mom, we literally drove
to like St. Pete Bridge to go to the fucking Arby's.
It was literally that. It was literally, I was like, Mom, I want Arby's. She's like, literally, is there anything closer? And I was like, no, I want Arby's. And we went to the Arby's. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like when I was 16, I was like, can I have my birthday at Taco Bell? My mom was like, no. I was like, I just want Taco Bell. I just want all my friends.
I didn't know your mother was a bitch.
Yeah. It happens, you know? It happens. But we were talking about the push-pull.
Yes.
This is what we wanted to talk about today. Because I feel like this has been coming up a lot where people are like, oh, you can't just rely on chemistry.
Yeah.
Or like chemistry as everybody's getting therapized.
Yeah.
And learning about themselves, the chemistry, learning their attachment styles.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I feel like both of us have been in the push-pull several times in life.
Which, just in case for anyone listening who is maybe not aware of what the push-pull is or haven't heard that term before, I feel like everyone's aware of it, just maybe didn't hear that term. The push-pull is that back and forth that you'll have with someone where they come off strong and they give you all this energy, and then the second you kind of actually give them that energy back, they pull away.
Yes.
and then
you pull back,
and then
so then they come forward.
Yes,
it's the game.
It becomes this tug of war.
Yes, I feel like it's the most simplified version of the game.
Yes.
Or the chase, the cat and mouse. That's another one.
It is is essentially cat and mouse, and it's something that happens almost all the time. I feel like in your 20s, and then in your 30s, it still happens, but then it's more frustrating because you're like, I'm too old for this shit to be doing the back and forth, the cat and mouse, because it's very exhausting. But it's addicting. Because there's nothing more addicting than winning someone's love. Love that doesn't need to be earned is often, at least for me, like I struggle with that. I struggle with like when love doesn't need to be earned. Like I have felt my body in the past be less interested in the person. But the person that poses a threat and I feel like I have to win them over, I'm like, oh my God, this person's so great. And like, thankfully I've become aware of this and gotten better at it, at not chasing after that. Yeah. But it's very much where it's like, I'll put myself on blast. Like I've had different situationships where like the person would roll out the red carpet for me. And I'm like, this person's great. I like them. I enjoy their company. We hook up a lot and it's dope, but I don't want to commit to this person. But then the second they started seeing other people, it's all like, I got to get them. I got to get them back to know. I got to make sure they know where home is kind of thing. And that's so unhealthy and it's so childish. And there's clearly something there of like, why is it that when something's no longer achievable, you want it? Like, why is it that you, and like, I would even almost call, I'm making up this term, but I would even call it like shiny toy syndrome, where you're almost like a kid who like the second you see a new toy that's shiny.
Novelty.
Yes, you want it. And then the second the novelty falls off, now it's like, oh, I don't know about this person. Like I don't have the spark. The spark died out, and it's like the spark didn't die out. You got them. Yeah. And you only want things that you don't have. Yeah. And it kind of to go back to like how you're talking about with rappers, and a lot of what they talk about is like stealing other men's women. Yeah. I feel like that's the thing, and no matter the gender of like, because think about the amount of pieces of fiction and as well as like in reality shows and just like, at least the straight culture. I can only speak to straight culture or like straight women who like. I mean, everybody. That's romantic culture. There's the like having something someone else. Right. And being like, I'm going to be the one that they fall for. Yeah. It's like such a thing of like, that is also kind of a push pull where it's like you want something that you don't actually have. And then people get that, and then they get it, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want this anymore." It's like because you unfortunately haven't worked through your shit where you're able to like continue to want something that is yours now. Yeah, I guess I have a couple follow-up questions for you because you use the term unearned. You struggle with love that you feel like is unearned, and then you also say novelty. Are those one and the same? So, and with unearned, what I mean is like, I don't have to like fight for it. Like I don't have to, I'm used to. Or like unconditional? Yes. Unconditional love. Well, yeah. I'm very used to, I feel like I have to win the person over. I just want to, before we go any further, nobody evaluate what you think our childhoods were like based on what we say in this episode. Okay, so fuck off. I'm just going to like go ahead and put that disclaimer. Just because you watch some TikTok therapists, you don't know. So before y'all even DM me anything, the DSM to our asses. I want you to take that DM, print it on a piece of paper, and shove it up your ass. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to hear shit. I'm already getting verbally assaulted by my therapist on a weekly basis because she's a good therapist, and that's what I want. But man, does she fucking go for it. We're doing the work, so don't worry about that. That's all we got to say. We are doing the work. Okay, we're doing the work. Nevertheless, but to go back to your question, yeah, unconditional love and novelty being the same. I do think they can be the same in the sense where I think they actually are the same because it's like once you earn it or once you receive it and you realize whether you had to earn it or it was unconditional, it's like, it's clearly all I know and all I'm used to is feeling like I have to win someone's attention and affection. Once again, fucking don't hyperanalyze me. And so because of that, I think that's why they're one and the same, because unconditional love, you don't have to win them over.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I've already won. I'm done with this toy now.
Okay.
And like, that's so unhealthy, because like healthy relationships are relationships where you don't have to win over the person.
Right.
They love you for who you are.
Yeah.
And I used to mistake that there's a lack of spark because of this and that. And it's like, no, you were never feeling a spark. You were feeling anxiety about having to win someone over. And that was what was exciting to you. Because the truth of the matter is, stable relationships can be boring. And boring in the sense where not a negative, but more because we think, oftentimes I feel like a lot of people think the push and pull is exciting. When in actuality, it's like something stable doesn't have that quote unquote excitement because there's no games. But a stable relationship can still be exciting because of the romance and the fun, the comfortability that you have with each other. And I don't think that's a word. And just overall, like how because you're so committed to each other, the lives that you live together. Yeah. Essentially. So when I say boring, I'm not saying a stable relationship is boring. It's often seen as that because it doesn't have the quote unquote excitement of chasing someone.
Yeah, I think you make a lot of good points. I think for a lot of people, the push pull comes from that, whatever it is that we felt had to like earn love, get love. I think that's definitely true. I was thinking about on what you just said and this subject, but I think a stable relationship is scarier, and the reason it's less addictive than the like push pull of a new thing is because in stability you have to confront yourself. I think the addictiveness of the playing games and the push pull and the novelty is being able to put that outward.
Yeah.
In my personal experience, like stability, I'm so happy, and I do feel incredibly blessed in my partnership. But I can tell you right now that I have had to do so much more work on myself, because once you get in the push pull, you can believe that this chemistry, and it can be, love is life-changing, but is life-changing in ways that are outside of your external control. Right. And then in the stability, you're like, oh, no person is going to save me from this. Right. And I have to then go deep. Like, how do these things in partnership show up when you're actually like in it every fucking day? Right. Well, how does my need to like, that feeling that love needs to be earned, how is that coming up every fucking morning you wake up? Right. Or like, oh, I still feel like shit about myself even when someone across from me is telling me like they love me, they're here for me, and I still want to like deuces, you know? Right. And I do think the push pull, I'm more of a chaser. And like the push pull, I think for me doesn't come from the sometimes it does come from the unearned love thing. I feel like novelty is like kind of a separate thing, because I can wham bam, thank you ma'am, and we can never talk again. I don't care. But, you know, some people have gotten me a little bit deeper, but those are the people who fucked with my mind. That's another story. But and that's like, that is the push pull. I think the chase for me, I love to chase for one. So I think that's addictive about the push pull. Yeah. Because I'm like, I will play games forever. So there's that. I also think it's like so easy to have that undeniable chemistry when there's no risk.
Yeah.
You can I can fantasize. We can fantasize about what this would be like. We have these moments of like pure like lightning.
Yeah. Love without responsibility is amazing.
Love without responsibility. But like we're not waking up to each other every day where you see me when I do want to slip my wrist, you know?
Right.
I mean, straight up, right? You know, or like
right, exactly.
when I can't get up, when I am like confronted with like fucking generations of trauma. You're not.
There's no stakes. There's no
stakes.
You get to only experience each other at your best.
Yes.
So it does give this idea of like you start to, like you said, fantasize about this potential future because you're specifically and intentionally only showing each other your best.
Yes.
And that's what's beautiful about a stable relationship, whether it's a monogamous or polyamorous relationship, of like you get to be your real selves with each other. And there's a lot of beauty in that where, like you said, you get to have someone who can handle you at your slit your wrist days. Yeah. Just like how they're handling you at your best days.
Yes.
And it's, to me, like that was a personal realization I had with my personal self. Like when I was talking about at the beginning of the episode of like, I used to be a slut and then now I'm not, because I learned about myself. I'm not built for that life. Yeah. I wish I was. Life, like navigating dating would be a lot simpler, but I'm very much someone who I crave connection and having that closeness with one person, and how I found myself not enjoying sex as much if I didn't have that some sort of connection with the person. I don't think it's to the level of like demisexual. Okay. Or at least I don't know. Cause it sounds like my understanding of demisexual, and I could be 1,000% wrong. It sounds like demisexual, like to be able to have sex, you need to have a connection. I can still fuck, but like in terms of enjoying it is different.
Yeah. So different levels.
Yeah. So because of that, that's why I say not to that full level. But the point of what I'm saying is like I learned that about myself. So it's very much now I'm like, what I crave has changed. Where instead of being like, oh, I'm just looking to hook up, I'm like, I want to feel like I can connect with this person, regardless of whether if we become something with titles or not. Yeah. I at least at minimum want to have that connection. And I think that's I learned to appreciate that about stable relationships and stuff. But to go back to like when you're having the push and pull and it's something that's a little more undefined, that is what's so alluring about it. Is because of the fact that you're getting each other at your best, and you get to basically cosplay a honeymoon phase couple
every time
without having to be committed like a couple. Absolutely.
I also think another thing that has kept me in the push and pull, and this is maybe my masculinity is showing, but I do think the power play of it all. Because I do feel like, when it feels like the tables are turning, where it's like becoming more convenient for you, right? Then it's game on. And I'm like, I need it to be more convenient for me for a second. Yeah. So, and then the power play is what keeps me fucking men in general. It's a sickness, but I'm like, sometimes, things are to be like conquered and won, and that's okay for me and for some of us. Right. So I do heavily identify with that, because I also am like, I will chase to say that I fucking did it too, and that's not good. Yeah. And then I'll then it's just like, at this point, it's like maybe I should buy a fucking new Switch, because I'm not. This is like I'm looking.
There's a different type of controller you should be playing with right now.
Yes, I'm looking for an intellectual, and then that's making the sex hot. Is the who's more right
Who has the power?
Who's fucking who?
Who's on the high grade? Yes.
Who's fucking who? And then that also, unfortunately, am I not entertained? Am I not entertained?
That's crazy. That's great. Quoting Gladiator right now is crazy. You're a psychopath.
I'm not fully, but I do want to be honest. That's like, because that's, I just want to be honest about that part of me.
No. That's valid.
Representation for psychos.
That is a real. I feel the same thing.
Yeah.
Back when I was in my whole days, I felt the same thing of very much like there was the excitement of the chase.
Yeah.
But then there was excitement from having the power of like someone likes me and I get to define everything. Mm-hmm. And then the second you lose that, it's like, oh no, I need to get it back.
It's like my impulse to have the last word is like comes up in that same. Yeah.
It is like the dating version of having the last word.
And this is why you had a hoe phase and I'm a hoe on a molecular level. Okay. Because I cannot, that is like one of the motors.
Your periodic table is just 3 elements that spell out hoe.
No, literally, truly. And it's just like driving the motor of like a lot of things I do. It's not all based in horniness. Maybe it's anger. Maybe it's competitiveness. But
I'm a hoe on a molecular level is incredible.
It's true. I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, because
my mitochondria is a whore.
Not a whore. Oh, okay. I said a hoe. Because you said you were a whore, not a hoe earlier.
Oh, that's true.
So
there's levels.
What's
the levels?
I don't know. You're the one who separated it. A whore technically is getting paid.
Oh. I wasn't getting paid.
Yeah. Yeah. A hoe is doing it for the love of the game.
I mean, I was getting paid in juice, but not...
I just picture you like having a whole like second freezer. You open it up and it just says coochie juice. Like a bunch of like bottles down in the fridge.
Oh, I'm lightheaded.
I was getting paid in juice. Oh my God.
It's just big jugs.
It's like that fucking French landscaping. It's like juice, coochie, 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 coochie.
I have it in mason jars because they were white women.
Ribbons, the labels. Oh my gosh, that's so...
Oh,
that's demonic.
God. Oh my God, I'm so funny.
And this is why he's got the bands, okay? Got a case of the bands.
But yeah, but anyway, you're a hoe on a molecular level.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you might be too, a little bit, but
I think
no, I think yours is based in like, I do see the love.
Yeah.
You're coming from a more like loving place. Yeah.
I'm very much, I am both a homebody in the sense of being out and about, and at the same time from a romantic level, I know where home is. I want to be at home. And I think my whole tendency stems from, and this is something I've worked in therapy of like, as a man, a lot of your worth is attached to, do you have women or not? And that's just not pressure. That's obviously pressure I get from a patriarchal standpoint. Yeah. But I've gotten that from women as well. I've dated women who they have told me to my face, they were like, I couldn't understand how a guy like you is single. So I kept thinking there has to be something wrong with you. And that kind of further kind of supported this like mindset that I had of like, if you're a man and you don't have any women, you can't be good, because that means there has to be something wrong with you. And while I now know that's wrong, and I've worked through that in therapy and stuff, and will always work through that, but that tied a lot into why I felt this need to be a hoe, because it was like, if I'm a man and I haven't really been with anyone and I don't have anyone, then I'm going to be seen as undesirable and lesser because of that. Yeah. And it's like, it was more of like being a hoe, even though I didn't want to be. but I felt like I had
You were forced into the streets
I was forced into the streets.
by the patriarchy. You were forced.
I was drafted.
Oh. Line up and get your order, son.
Lyndon B. Johnson pulled my lotto ball on live TV and said, Chris, get out there to the coochie lines. The front coochie is calling.
That's so silly. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess that's a different pressure. I know people have tried to make me feel, it's been so long. I guess people have tried to make me feel bad about every time a man, I guess it's mostly, no, I guess maybe women have too. I don't know. I've never felt, when someone's tried to make me feel bad about it, I'm like, sorry.
It sucks that we have to deal with people projecting their own shit on us.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the last time or if anybody has. I feel like sometimes maybe that's where the hubby comment is coming from. Where I think people are like, oh, you're flirting. Oh, and you have someone at home. And
yeah,
like,
they think they're catching you in something when it's like, one, you don't know anything about
me. Yeah.
Me and my relationship and the nature of it.
Yeah.
And like.
And if you just think that's what's stopping me from fucking you, look in the fucking mirror. That's also just such a like, it's just such a short-sighted like view too.
Yeah.
I do think, yeah, I guess I have felt obviously the pressure of, I mean, being raised in the body that I was raised in, and presenting, you know, as a black woman. I mean, it's like the adultification of being a young black girl is crazy.
Yeah.
I got told I looked fast, slutty. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't help it that I have like, you're the freak looking at a child's ass.
Exactly.
You know, like, you're the freak who, you are the one sexualizing me right now. I'm just trying to play some slip and slide and chillax. You know, I'm like.
That's the thing. It's funny you say that because it's like, I remember one of my friends, we used to be coworkers.
Yeah.
That's how we met. And when we first met, she had a daughter who was like in elementary school. And then recently she was like, oh, I'm so proud of her first day of high school. Yeah. And it like blew my, because she looked like a whole ass adult.
Yeah.
And it's just like that mind fuck of like, damn, I'm getting old. Like I remember when you were this and now you're this. But like she's dressed like a high schooler. Yeah. And it's just weird when you see someone always as a child looking more adult like. It's just it's a lot of mortality that is hard to like deal with. But that's the thing where it's like, it's crazy to me. This person's always going to be seen as a child in my eyes. Yeah. But then there's going to be adult, like the next thing I thought of was like adult men who are going to look at this person.
Adult of all genders, my body has been commented on like my whole fucking life.
Right. It's
like, I remember when my titties came in and somebody I barely even knew, like people talk to you about it. And I'm like, this is why. So to connect it back to like being a hoe, I'm like, this is on you. Whatever you think, whatever, I can do what I want.
Right.
With my, you know.
What is coming on in your brain is you. Yes. It's not my fault.
And it's not my fault you still want to smash. Right. It's like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, and it's put on that. I will say this time and time again, like, protect black girlhood at all costs. Like, truly. It's like, you know, the whole R. Kelly situation. Nobody looks for that. Right, you know what I mean? But I think the even difference in how we were both brought up and how this came up for both of us, right, is crazy. Because it's like, you're getting told, oh, you're not valuable unless you have this. I'm getting told you're damaged goods if you do this. Right. Right. Yeah, and I think especially in like Christian heteronormative culture specifically, it's like, this woman's supposed to be a virgin, come in and be a perfect sex partner to her husband.
Be a virgin, but also know all the freak shit.
Yeah.
But then also don't be too freaky because where'd you get that from?
Exactly. Oh, you're freaky, you're cheating. It's like, it's so wild. Yeah. It's wild. Like we got to do a future episode about that.
as both former youth group kids.
That's gonna be a 3-part series. When we get into that, growing up.
That's honestly something I still have yet to unpack in therapy of like how religion has fucked with me. Because for so long, I felt so much shame about sex and exploring my own body. And it's like now, like I remember I would like spend, I 1000% had a porn addiction. And I would watch way too much porn.
Every kid I knew who grew up in church was watching so much porn.
Yeah. It's honestly like it's funny because if there was less shame about it, I probably would have. In fact, literally, as an adult, I feel no shame about watching porn. I watch so little.
Literally.
I literally, honestly, most of the time do it because
we saw all the porn online by the time we were like 20.
Yeah.
Whatever this new shit's being made, whatever. No,
first. I remember the first. I saw full on penetration for the first time in probably early middle school. I was seeing boobs on the internet in elementary school, but I wasn't, for some reason, I didn't reach full penetration.
Okay. Still hasn't. I'm kidding. And now this is...
I'm a late bloomer.
No. Yeah. I do think that the Christianity thing is a heavy influence on that too, while also like just trying to, it's like don't make your brother stumble, all this stuff. I remember I was a youth group like leader in college for a church in the town that I went to college, and everybody wore shorts. I wore shorts too, and I got talked to by a parent about me wearing shorts, about me tempting the young boys in the youth group or whatever. And I'm like, that's
right.
Like, even at that. And I was like, this is crazy because there's like one thing that doesn't look like the other here. And why am I getting talked to? I'm wearing the same fucking Nike shorts as every other bitch in here.
It's like, I'm sorry your daughter has a long back.
Yeah, hatchet. Ain't no ass back there. Sorry. She got that hatchet ass. And
I have never heard the term hatchet.
Yeah, that's from one of my mean girl phase. Anyways, but nevertheless, I deserve everything that's coming from me. But but yeah, I feel like this is, the whole like, because I think that's also part of the push pull. Is like. Someone just like wanting the attention. It's like so attention based. I don't know. I know we're talking about host stuff and how that works out. Cause it's about like getting as much attention as you can from a number of people. But then it's like for this person, like getting as much attention as you can from one high value person. Right. It's just like, I don't know. It's maddening. Yeah. And I get how that's addicting because it's like we've been trained to kind of always trying to like earn some next level of something in almost every single facet of what we do. Yeah. Romantic relationships aside, even in friendships. I mean, we'll talk about this in a later episode too, but I realize sometimes I even chase friendships from people who are shitty to me because I'm like, oh, I want this person to like me. Like, even that, which luckily is something I'm shedding very quickly now. But yeah, I've looked back on that where I'm like, oh, this person gave no indication that they liked me. Right. For real. Or like really was trying to fuck with me. Why do I need that person to fuck with me?
The push-pull, that's a good point. The push-pull exists with friendships too. It's not just from a romantic sense. I mean, it exists in all types of relationships.
Your manager at work.
Your work relationships, family. Friendships, and then obviously romantic relationships. That's so real, the friend thing, because it's like I've definitely had those friends where it's like, oh, okay, you always seem to be responsive when you need help.
The convenience.
But then when I'm the one who's in the crisis, suddenly you're nowhere to be found. And like that's very much a push-pull thing. And I think push-pull overall is so funny. There's so many aspects about dating and relationships that is so complex and requires so much nuance, and yet we're given no training.
There's not I think like we were never given any training, and then now we're like becoming so much more isolated. So it's like you're not even having to confront that. Right. Because it's like, at least at some point you had to like be like, I saw a comedian doing a really funny joke about that on stage where it's like, yeah, I used to have to go out the street and be like, where the fuck am I going? You know, it's like an exaggerated, but it's like truly, it's like even that we're not getting that in the same way, you know? It's like, this is like such a stupid like boomer example, but it's like you go to McDonald's, you order on a fucking kiosk now. You don't even have to like, I went to a fucking maximum security Popeyes the other day. I mean, this Popeyes even had a thing where they like put the food on like a Lazy Susan like through a fucking glass box. Like you have to go in to open a lockbox. Like I'm at the fucking highest level of the bank. And I'm like...
Oh, but that's how you know that Popeyes is about to be dank.
Yeah, if you come out alive. I'm going to say that. There was a moment where I was like, this is a little touch and go. But I don't ever... I'm like, that Popeyes where I was like, I live in Los Angeles now. You know? That Popeye I was like, this is the real crime. This is like fucking...
LA, baby.
LAPD, fucking the town, all the shit, like every crime movie happened at one Popeyes. But... yeah, I don't know. I just think I'm like, yeah, we don't have anything around like critically evaluating relationships, critically evaluating like how to both give and receive in relationships.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of the rules and stuff are based, like we're talking about the Bible and other stuff. It's like, those aren't even like the right kind of standards you can put on.
Yeah.
You know, love of any kind or coexisting in any kind.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like not that simple. And it's like we don't have the nuanced thinking to just be like, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. So we say all that to say. I don't know if we have it, but I feel like push pull. I feel like I could keep talking about this because I'm like, now I'm thinking about all the other times it comes up. But
We'll say this. With the push-pull, if you're experiencing a push-pull, take a step back. Take a step back and realize what you're in and really analyze to yourself, is this someone and something I actually want, or am I just being addicted to the chase? Like, the push-pull is essentially you are a dog chasing your own tail. It's this never-ending cycle where you're never actually going to catch what you want.
yeah.
And then even if you do, you're not going to know what to even do with it.
Yeah. And this is coming from two dirty dogs.
What did you gasp about? What were you going to say?
I gasped because I actually remembered something. I think your advice of taking a step back is huge. And it reminded me of some advice that I got from one of my very best friends, Celeste, when I was going through some relationship stuff and just kind of a shedding of relationships and just thinking about my own expectations and rules. And this was a great exercise she gave me, and maybe if you're listening to this, you can use it too. But she was like, sit down and write down what you expect in a relationship. And it truly being not about what the other person brings to the table, not anything about something that you can't control, but what you want, like your expectations and rules to feel like a relationship is worth, exploring, and of any kind. Okay. And I wrote mine down. She kept hers, and I'll give my examples since we're here. One rule, this is just something that I saw in here that I thought this is just a quote that I think is also helpful, but it's just like, I read this somewhere, but it was 1 time is a blip, 2 times is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern.
Oh.
Yeah. That would have saved me years of my life if I had known that sooner. So one of my main mantras, I'll just read my mantra at the top, but then I'll read my 3 things that I expect. But my main mantra at the top says, if I've outgrown a dynamic, I don't owe anyone access to the updated version of me.
Ooh, I love that.
So that's been a big thing that's been circulating in my head. But here's my relationship expectations. I want to feel seen. Curiosity about who I am. I will not stay in relationships where emotional immaturity creates cycles of conflict, avoidance, or manipulation.
Nice.
I expect respect for my time, boundaries, emotional bandwidth. They must accept the fact that no is a full sentence, and my boundaries are not an attack on them. Number 2, I want to feel clarity. Candid conversation where each person can speak freely. I don't want to play guessing games with intentions. And I don't tolerate people who make me feel insecure on purpose. I'm no longer available for people who can't take accountability, regulate their emotions, or handle real conversations. Clear is kind. And then my final one is I want energy alignment. I feel most connected to people who share values around curiosity, healing, humor, and creativity. I protect my peace. If someone consistently drains, derails, or dysregulates my nervous system, I will distance myself, even if they mean well. So I wrote that down like maybe a few months back. That was early in the year, maybe in the spring. And I can already say, all this kind of started with years of work, and then losing my dog changed things, but we'll get into that at another episode. But I wrote that down in the spring of this year, and I will say my relationships have already drastically changed.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So in the way I show up in relationships has changed, and I do feel like energetically a lot clearer. So, but I had never written it down in a way where it's like I put it on myself, because I'd be like, oh, well, this person, I want them to be like this, and I hope they make me feel this way, which like someone can't make you feel. But I was like, okay, what does it mean to me to like feel this?
Right.
Because
exactly.
it's like, yeah. And I'm getting that, because I do have a lot of love to give, and I'm a really good friend. I'm a really good partner. I'm a really good whatever. And I love the people I love. But anyways, that helped me a lot. So maybe you can try that exercise. It was like really beneficial. And it was also really hard to do.
Yeah.
It took,
I'm even trying to mentally think about mine, and I'm just like, oh shit, like I don't, because there's stuff that comes up that feels obvious, but it's like, but that's the point though.
Right.
Literally to what you were saying of, I don't want to play guessing games. Like your goals should be obvious, because you can't just assume people would know the obvious stuff for you. Yeah.
And it's like, even that comes in play in conflict and in the push pull of even like, hey, I don't know. I guess no longer push pull if you're like, oh, I didn't intend to make you feel it. Here's where I'm coming from, you know? But I mean, it makes a huge difference to even know that. Like, because your intention is going to be misinterpreted in any sort of relationship. Right. It's going to come up sometime. But for both parties to be open to hearing what the actual intention was, right, does help you move on from the impact. Right, exactly. So, but yeah, that has changed a lot for me, even in these few months. So, and I just feel like I show up different, and I also just feel more at peace with bringing my authentic self to the table. No, totally. I love that. Yeah. So we actually gave some people something to do. All that, you had to go through all that horny, weird.
That's because people who are horny can also be emotionally intelligent.
So I think even more so.
All right, just because
that juice in the fridge goes straight to the brain.
Just because we love to get lost in the sauce doesn't mean our sauce is lost.
Oh, fuck, bro, bars. I love that so much. On that note, Chris, what do you refuse to be down bad about this week?
That is a good question. I think this week I refuse to be down bad about forgetting about the journey I've had. The beginning of this year was very hard for me, and I was in such a different place, and I'm in such a better place now that it's not that I've been forgetting about this journey that I've made. because I haven't. I want to continue to be able to remind myself, like, yo, remember where you were months ago, not a year ago, months ago.
Right.
And where you are now and how happy you are, how fulfilled you are. And I truly feel like I'm currently living the best stage of my life right now. Like moving here to LA has been a challenge, but such an exciting one.
Yeah.
And in terms of restarting, this has been light years better of a better experience than when I moved to Seattle.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm older, I have more money, I know people, but still.
Flex on flex.
Listen, not to put the dick out on the table, but
He said, I'm rich now. I'm slinging. I am.
boy has 2 credit cards.
He's got an electric vehicle. Okay. So
none of them are getting paid off anytime soon. But it's very much where I think allowing myself to revel in the fact that I really got through everything that I got through. And here I am, and to not underplay the resilience and courage and strength that, yes, I would not be here if it wasn't for my community, but that doesn't negate the strength that I still needed to have to like apply to jobs and shit like that.
Hell yeah.
And not give up and all of that. Because literally you can lead a horse to water, but it won't, whatever the fuck the thing is. So that's what I refuse to be down bad about. Quincy, what do you refuse to be down bad about this week?
I just want to say I love hearing you say that.
Thank you.
And I'm really glad that you feel that way about it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love hearing that. I refuse to be down bad about the traits of myself that people, external factors tried to condition out of me.
Ooh.
That's my I'm not going to be down bad about that. I'm not going to be down bad about, I don't know, some of the stuff that came up during this episode. Some of my more unsavory traits that came up. Yeah, but it's like unsavory is a flavor as well.
Right.
But yeah, I've realized that cockroach that's been living in our kitchen. I've realized, sorry, I've realized that sometimes, this is another thing that's been coming up a lot recently, is I lie to try to fit. I try to push down these parts. I got called out for saying that I was trying to work on my patience, as you know, this week. And who I got called out by was like, you don't believe that. You know, you're not trying to work on that. That doesn't seem important to you to be patient. And I was like, you're right. And I was like, yeah, but this is one of those things where someone was like, oh, you have to be this way, or you have to be proper in this way, or you have to do this.
Right.
And I don't know, basically people just trying to stifle my shine.
Right.
So I refuse to be down bad about the things that I'm reworking in that sense.
That.
So yeah.
Quincy, if people like the things you say and the way you say it, where can they follow you online?
Yes, you can follow me at Quincy Yeoman on every single platform. You can read my blog, No Small Talk. By the time this is out, I guess it's a Substack, a blog, what the fuck ever it's called. It's all the same. It's not new look, but that should be out. Also linked in the show notes. So just trying to write a little bit more for y'all. So check out anything that I do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, my YouTube channel, my TikTok, whatever.
Hell yeah. Y'all can follow me at Chris Mejia Comedy on Instagram and TikTok and Substack. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch at Topher Mejia. I just released a new Substack the day that we're recording this, which is Thursday, September 18th. This one was about college football and how weird it is that college football is essentially you being a fan of children. That's basically what it is.
It's pretty funny.
Thank you.
Yeah. I didn't read the whole thing, just the slides, but I'm going to read the whole thing by the time you see this.
You know what? I appreciate the truth.
Yeah. But what I saw, I liked.
And then please follow us at The Down Bad Show
Yep.
on Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube page. Shoot us an email if you want to do a submission, thedownbaddies@gmail.com, or go to our link tree to find the anonymous form that you can fill out to do an anonymous submission. And as well as give us a call and leave a voicemail, 813-265-9218. Once again, that's 813-265-9218. But thank y'all so much for listening to another episode of Down Bad. And be sure to share with your friends. But till next episode, stay curious.
Stay up.